Welcome to Class 6 Social Science Part 1 Geography Unit 2 Land and Oceans. Today we are going to see about Lesson 2 Land and Oceans. The learning objectives of the lesson are: in this unit we are going to learn about the continents and oceans of the earth, and we are going to learn about the features of different landforms and oceans, and we are going to learn about classification of landforms, and we are going to learn about the ocean features. Before 200 million years ago, the earth has only two parts. One is Pangaea, that is the continent, and another one is Panthalassa, that is the sea around the Pangaea. When these land masses, that is Pangaea and Panthalassa, moved away from each other and gained the present position as continents and ocean. See this picture, how the continents are moving. This movement gained the present position as 7 continents. Why this movement is happening? What makes to move? Think and tell, children. What makes it to move? Nothing but the internal heat of the earth. Due to the internal heat of the earth, the continents are moving. Before that, it was togetherly joined and called as Pangaea. Now it is moved and gained the present position as the 7 continents. See the picture. Earth is moving and also the continent also moving. See this picture, children. This is the movement of the earth. Earth is rotating on its own axis. What are the two movements of the earth? Rotation and revolution. Earth rotates on its own axis and it revolves around the sun. Why earth looks blue, children? Correct. Earth is covered by water, that is equal to 71%, and land occupies 29%. So Earth's surface is Earth's surface has 71% of water. So it looks blue. So Earth is called as blue planet. The surface of Earth is not even everywhere. Why it is not even? Because it has lofty mountains, deep oceans and other landforms. So these landforms are classified as first order landform, second order landform and third order landform. First order landform classified as continents and oceans. In the first order landform, we are going to learn about continents and oceans. In the second order, mountains, plateaus and plains. Third order as valleys, beaches, sand dunes. These are the classification of landforms. First, let us see first order landforms. Continents and oceans are grouped as first order landforms. What is continents? The vast land masses on the earth are called continents. See the first picture. These are continents. What are the continents? 7 continents. Asia, Africa, North America, South America, Antarctica, Europe and Australia. So the vast and land masses on the earth are called continents. Next one is water bodies. What are called water bodies? Water bodies are called oceans. What are the 5 oceans in the earth? Pacific Ocean, Atlantic Ocean, Indian Ocean, Southern Ocean and Arctic Ocean. So our earth has 7 continents and 5 oceans. So these 7 continents and 5 oceans togetherly formed as first order landforms. Asia is the largest continent, whereas Australia is the smallest one. So first order landforms or the continents and oceans are grouped as first order landforms. The vast land masses on earth are called continents and huge water bodies are called oceans. There are 7 continents. What are the continents? Asia, Africa, North America, South America, Antarctica, Europe and Australia. Which is the largest continent? Asia. Which is the smallest one? Australia. Next, this is the geo content. This content is about GEO CONNECT. This shows the landforms during the Sangam period. During the Sangam period, that is the period between 300 BC to 300 AD. That is the period of our three ancient kings, Cheras, Cholas, Pandyas. During that time, Kurunji, what is Kurunji? Mountains are called Kurunji. The landscape of mountains are called Kurunji. Next, forest region are called Mullai. Next, cropland, that is agricultural land, are called Marudam. Next, coastal areas, that is seashore areas, are called Neidal. Next, desert region are called Palai. What are the 5 landscapes of Tamil Nadu? Kurunji, Mullai, Marudam, Neidal, Palai. During the Sangam age, the landforms are called as Kurunji, Mullai, Marudam, Neidal, Palai. Next we have do you know? Do you know is about isthmus. Isthmus is a narrow strip of land which connects 2 large land masses or separates 2 large water bodies. This picture is Isthmus of Panama. What picture is this? Isthmus of Panama, which connects North America and South America. Next we have second order landforms. The second order landforms are categorized as mountains, plateaus and plains. First we will learn about mountains. What are called mountains? A landform that rises 600 meter above its surrounding and has steep slopes is called a mountain. What are called mountains? A landforms that rises 600 meter above its surroundings, above the sea level, and has steep slopes is called mountains. This is Himalaya mountains. Mountains are found in isolation and also in groups. If the mountains extended for a larger area continuously, it is called as mountain range. These ranges stretch for hundreds or thousands of kilometers. The example of mountains are Himalayas in Asia, Rocky Mountain in North America, and Andes in South America. The Andes mountain in South America is the longest mountain range, that is 7,000 kilometers in the world. The highest point of the mountain is known as peak. The highest point in the mountain is known as peak. This is Mount Everest peak, which is the highest peak in the world. Its height is 8,848 meters, which is the highest peak, Mount Everest. Mount Everest is the highest peak. Next, we have mountains are the sources of rivers. Mountains are the sources of rivers because river water comes from the mountains. Okay, so mountains are the sources of rivers. The rivers originate from the Himalayas, bring water to the fertile land. So they provide shelter to flora and fauna also. It is a protection for tourism. Here, tourism is an important activity. During summer, people go to mountain regions to enjoy the pleasing cool weather. These are the hill stations of Tamil Nadu: Kodaikanal, Ooty, Erkat, Kolli Hills. These are the some hill stations of Tamil Nadu. Next we have plateaus. Plateaus are the elevated portion of the earth that has flat surfaces bounded by steep slopes. The elevation of plateaus may be a few hundred or several thousand meters. Tibetan plateau is the highest plateau in the world. Which is the highest plateau in the world? Tibetan plateau. So it is called as roof of the world. Which is called as roof of the world? Tibetan plateau. The flat topped part of the plateau is called tableland. The plateaus are generally rich in minerals. Plateaus as rich minerals. Next we have Chota Nagpur plateau. It is one of the mineral rich plateau in India. Therefore, mining is one of the major activities of the people living here. What is the major activity of the people living in plateau? Mining. The Deccan plateau The Deccan Plateau in Peninsular India is of volcanic origin. Next, do you know? Dharmaburi Plateau, Coimbatore Plateau and Madurai Plateau are found in Tamil Nadu. These are the plateaus of Tamil Nadu. Next we have plains. Plains are flat and relatively low-lying lands. What are called plains? Plains are flat and relatively low-lying lands. Plains are usually less than 200 meter above sea level. Sometimes they may be rolling or undulating. Most plains are formed by rivers and their tributaries. Most plains are formed by rivers and their tributaries and distributaries. These plains are used extensively for agriculture due to the availability of water and fertile soil. Plains as fertile soil because of river water. The plains deposit rich minerals. They are mostly suitable for human habitation. Since they are highly populated region of the world, the oldest civilization like Mesopotamian civilization and Indus civilization developed in river plains. What are the two civilizations developed in the river plains? Mesopotamian civilization and Indus civilization. The Indo-Gangetic plain in North India is one of the largest plain in the world. Which is the largest plains in the world? Indo-Gangetic plain. The plains formed by river Kaveri and Vaigai are important plains found in Tamil Nadu. What are the two plains found in Tamil Nadu? Kaveri plain and Vaigai plain. Coastal plains are the low-lying lands adjacent to oceans and seas. Next we have, do you know? The plains have been the cradle of civilization from the earliest times because all the civilizations start near the plain areas. For example, the Indus in India, the Nile Valley in Egypt are the some of the early civilization which developed and flourished in the plain area, that is river areas. Next we have third order landforms. Third order landforms are formed on mountains, plateaus and plains which are mainly formed by the erosional and depositional activities of rivers, glaciers, winds and waves. Valleys, beaches and sand dunes are some example of third order landforms. What are the examples for third order landforms? Valleys, rivers, coastal lines and beaches. These are the examples for third order landforms. Next we have erosion. Erosion is the process of removal of surface materials like soil, rocks from the earth crust. The eroded materials are transported and deposited on the low-lying areas. This process is called deposition. First one is the rock erosion picture. From the rocks, soils are eroded and deposited in the beach areas. Next one is depositional beach. Okay, children, now we come to an end of the lesson. Let us recall what we have learned. First, the surface of earth is covered by 71% of water and 29% of land. How many percentage of water? 71. Land 29%. Next we have the landforms are classified as first order, second order and third order landforms. Continents and oceans are the first order landform. Which is the first order landform? Continents and ocean. Next, there are 7 continents and 5 oceans on the earth's surface. How many continents? 7 continents. How many oceans? 5. Next, mountains, plateaus and plains are the second order landforms. What are the second order landforms? Mountains, plateaus and plains. Next, third order landforms, valleys, beaches and sand dunes. What are the third order landforms? Valleys, beaches and sand dunes. Thank you children. We will meet in the next class.